Welcome, everyone, to episode 209 of Thrive by Additive-Free Lifestyle. We absolutely love bringing these episodes to you every single week. And today's is another shorty episode. We're going to talk about sports drinks. So again, let's get curious, let's dive in, and let's discuss sports drinks. Joe, your kids are playing, well, both your kids are actually playing netball. I've played netball, sporting events. We see it down on the grounds. What's your opinion of sports drinks for a 10-year-old? And I'm not here to make anybody feel bad, or that's definitely not what we're about. But when I looked around as a coach of a team of under 13s, and I looked how hard they played each week, and again, not here to bag anybody out, but they're 13, like they're not really athletes, let's face it. And I looked around and I'm like, sure that you really need to be replacing your electrolytes. I don't even see any sweat dripping off your head.
Yeah.
What's the go with sports drinks?
Yeah, what's my
for
opinion?
Our kids?
Look, for our kids, it depends their level of sport. It obviously depends on how professional they are. Are they representing the state, or are they just playing a little netball game on a Saturday?
Okay. But even if they are representing the state, then they're obviously good at what they do. But does that mean they're still using the right amount of energy? And are they depleting themselves from those things that an electrolyte drink is meant to resupply?
Oh, look, I mean, I'm not a sports nutritionist, but I have been coached by a sports nutritionist doing my half Ironman training, and I have learned a lot about the subject. And I honestly, my opinion is that sometimes, depending on the weather, depending on their athletic ability, how much their body is working, how long they're going for, have they had a good night's sleep, are they well hydrated to start with?
What food they've eaten.
What food, and when I say well hydrated to start with, that doesn't mean having a glass of water with your breakfast. That means, have they had enough water 24, 48 hours prior? Do they drink enough water every single day? If their body is already dehydrated and they go into a game, maybe they do need some electrolytes. So I guess there's so many different things, but I know what you're saying, Trace. For the average kid, look, I think water would be okay. But again, that is very generalized, and it does depend on a lot of things.
It does. Okay. So when we were kids and these drinks didn't exist,
yeah,
why weren't we all dropping dead on the sports field?
Yeah, look, but at the same time, maybe we could have performed better. Maybe we came home and were super dehydrated or whatever. If you're playing sport in Queensland or in the middle of summer and you actually are sweating a lot and you are depleting your body, it doesn't hurt to have a sports drink. We're now up in Queensland. My kids have electrolytes in their bottles for a netball game because it doesn't hurt them if it's a safe, proper sports drink.
Okay.
So that's what we want to talk about today.
All right.
The problem with sports drinks that you get generally from the canteen, from the supermarket, from your everyday shopping is absolutely so full of crap that your body should not be processing.
So they're doing, all right, so they're blue, they're red, they're orange, or they're no sugar. So they've probably got aspartame or something in them, which we've done a podcast episode on. So that crap is obviously doing us harm. And so before we dive into the crappy crap, let's look at what natural things that we can do. Because I know coconut water is actually a really great natural hydrolyte.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, we've got our fruits. I remember taking cut oranges. All of a sudden, everyone's taking bags of lollies to the netball game. And I'm assuming football and soccer and all the things are the same. So if we got back to more natural fruits and that can hydrate our bodies, the watermelon, the grapes, the whatever, the oranges, and water for the average kid playing the average game, playing the average, time, I'm going to say that's going to be pretty okay.
It should be all right, right?
It should be all right, right?
Should be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So other natural ones. So you so there's times that you've put hydrolytes in your kids if it's a stinking hot day, or you know that they're going to go and give it their all. So what are you using then?
Yeah, and before I answer that, the other thing is like if they've had gastro or they are dehydrated because they've been sick and you actually have to have that electrolyte drink, then the electrolytes from the chemist are often full of artificial food colors as well. So what are my kids having? We have Train Aid, which is a brand, and we have got a discount code. So we'll put the discount code, it's Additive-Free Life, in the show notes over at additive-freelifestyle.com/podcast 209. So there's I've got some notes here so I don't forget anything. There's 4 major reasons that you would take an electrolyte, and it's to replenish magnesium, calcium, potassium, and minerals in your body that you lose when you sweat or, you know, when you're dehydrated. So coconut water is a good natural electrolyte. However, coconut water contains a lot of potassium. It doesn't have some of the other things.
Okay. What about a magnesium spray? Would they work if you know that like you've got to get all this into you? Would sometime like a cream or a magnesium spray work as well, or a bath at night, like an Epsom salt magnesium bath?
I don't know. That would more help the muscles. I don't know if it would hydrate them.
But if it's a magnesium that's gone, I don't know if magnesium is hydrating. The drink would be hydrating. I'm not sure. Anyway, good to get curious.
Not that professional to answer that question, but good question. I'm not sure. But I just know that the point of having an electrolyte drink is to get those minerals back in. And coconut water, as I said, is good. It just doesn't have all the minerals, but it's still a top choice.
Yeah.
So if we look at, you know, Powerade, Gatorade, things that we've been marketed to by very fancy sports stars. Yeah, full of artificial food colors. They do contain those minerals, but then they also contain flavor, which is how they make the peppermint or grape or red or cherry or whatever they might be.
Yeah, bubble gum or something.
Oh, yeah. And then, as you said, the zero or the no sugar-free. They've got aspartame, and then they've got 905 additive, 905 in there. No, 955.
955. They're clever, aren't they? Because we look at the blue, and our audience would look at the blue and go, not getting the blue, not getting the red, but here's the clear, looks like water, like it looks healthier, but it is not. So don't be fooled. Make sure you're using our app to scan these ingredients and making sure that you're not getting fooled by the clever marketing that they do.
Yeah, they're just so not necessary when there's safer alternatives on the market. Yes, you're going to have to jump online and buy it, but please do. Like, please just don't be filling bellies with artificial food colors. It's so
and it's
bad.
Hard. Like, peer pressure is hard on our kids, and peer pressure is tough. And, you know, the other kids might be down there drinking these things, or you yourself even might be standing there and someone else is, you know, handing it to your child. But please educate the kids, make them aware that there's other ingredients in there that aren't great. So let's choose this as an option instead.
But if you've got it in their drink bottle already, why they don't need to grab it? Like my kids wouldn't, you know, my kids would never go to grab a cup of it or anything because it's in their drink bottle.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Though, like if they're buying up at the canteen or
100%, Trace. The other one that we have Train Aid, and I have tried this one as well, and it's an additive-free electrolyte drink too. It's called Pure.
Okay.
Pure Sports Nutrition, I think it is. Yes, puresportsnutrition.com. I don't have a discount code for you. It's super bland in taste though, but it's made from, like, I'm looking at the raspberry one, and it's made with freeze-dried raspberries, which is so cool.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
So there are options. At the end of the day, there are options. And like Jo said, I've only ever seen them have the bottles there. Like, no one's bringing their water bottle with them that I've seen. Not no one. Clearly there are. But most people are bringing it, or their kids are arriving with them, or they're buying it at the canteen. So do what Jo's doing. She's filling up a drink bottle. It's in there. They don't need to take anything else or buy anything there. Take your fruits and I was going to say veggies. They probably don't want a veggie stick at halftime, but take your fruits. Make sure we've got alternative options there, because these drinks, they're just a disaster on our bodies. They're linked to so many bad things, not just behavior, but long-term serious health issues like Alzheimer's, in the sugar-free stuff. So get super curious, get a little bit stricter on what you're doing, especially with the kids, and just have that little bit of education there with them. And once they understand it, hopefully they will be on board and not cause you any issues.
Yeah, it's about teaching the next generation good habits, isn't it? And the way that you can spin it onto the kids quite easily is you say, oh, this one's going to help you perform so much better because it's got this, this, and this. You don't even need to talk about artificial food colors and, oh, this one doesn't have any of them, but that one does, or anything like that. Just like spin it and go, oh, this one will help you perform way better.
Yeah. Good
and
point.
also be a product of the product as well. Like Shane and I have both trained for half Ironmans, and Shane's currently training for a full Ironman. And so the kids are seeing us have train aid. And your point on lollies is like nutrition when you do long endurance sports. Like if your kids are doing triathlon, for example, or they are in a running club, or they are running miles a week, or swim clubs and all of the things where they're doing a lot of training, right? Oh my gosh, like nutrition is so bad. Like it's actually like gels and lollies and sugar hits, and like I've learned so much going, holy crap, like athletes are actually really unhealthy. Like because like Red Bulls, Coke, like they're having to do all of these things to replenish stuff in their body to get to the finish line. And so if we can try and instill really good habits in this next generation, hopefully there's better alternatives around.
Yeah. And let's just get back to some basics as well where we can. I'm the same. Like when my kids were dancing, and they were dancing a lot per week, and it might not have been in one hit, but per week. And I knew nothing. Well, I won't say I knew nothing about nutrition. I knew what good food was and what, everyday, like, foods were and stuff, and sometimes foods, or whatever you want to call them. But I didn't, like, the amount of kids that were having 2-minute noodles when we'd rock up. That's not going to fuel their body for 3 hours worth of dancing, and
good carbohydrate hit though.
Good carb hit, bad MSG hit. Although that probably did bounce off the walls a little bit better, let's face it. But nutrition is huge, and that's probably another whole nother episode around like training if you need nutrition, because there are lots of kids that do lots of hours of sport per week, and I'm all for that. Let's get them doing all their sports and get them off their phones or iPads. But we need to make sure we're fueling them right and filling them up with all the good stuff.
Maybe we should get a sports nutritionist on, Trace. That's a good idea.
That would be really good.
Yeah, let us know in the comments if you would like a sports nutritionist to come on the show so that we can get some
Especially
ideas.
One around kids.
It'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, let's do that.
I know. All right. I know of someone too.
Okay.
All right. Well, leave us a review on our podcast app. So you just go to the podcast in the App Store and your podcast app, podcast app thing that you've got on your phone, and you find our podcast, Thrive.
Oh God, they're already confused.
Lifestyle. And then what you do is you click on it and you can leave a review, and you can
not just the stars, actually write something.
Yes, please write something. And if you could do that for us, that would be fantastic. And then check out our app while you've got your phone open. Go into the App Store, different app, and search Additive-Free Lifestyle, and then download our app. You can get a free 7-day trial.
Absolutely. Thanks, everyone. Loved having you and loved talking and educating.
Bye.
Bye.